And the latest on the Nawab Malik arrest is that Nawab Malik has just been produced in a special PMLA court in Mumbai. The Enforcement Directorate is seeking Nawab Malik's custody to question him over his alleged links to the Dawood Ibrahim gang. Alisha Parker, the son of Hasina Parker, the sister of Dawood Ibrahim, has given a statement that Nawab Malik had dealings with Hasina Parker regarding properties. Based on this statement recorded on Monday, the Enforcement Directorate has initiated action on Wednesday against Maharashtra Minister Nawab Malik and arrested him just a short while before 3:30 p.m. He's going to be produced now in a PMLA court. That's the Prevention of Money Laundering Act of 2002. And he has been arrested just a short while ago. The Enforcement Directorate seeking custody now to interrogate Nawab Malik further. Let's take you through the very, very high-profile, dramatic developments that India Today has broken right through the day on what is easily the #1 story of the day. A sitting state minister has been arrested on money laundering and links with the most wanted terrorist gang of the country. Doesn't get bigger than this. This huge controversy that's rocking the Aghadi Sarkar. Maharashtra Minister Nawab Malik has been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate in a money laundering case. He's being produced in a PMLA court, as I said just moments ago. The probe agency claims to have established a money trail linking Minister Malik to the underworld don Dawood Ibrahim. The ED also says that there are details of Benami investments of the Maharashtra minister in a real estate project. The probe agency has also added that the remand of Nawab Malik will be sought on these grounds. Very, very serious grounds. Maharashtra Minister Nawab Malik's purchased a property in Mumbai's Kurla area from Sardar Khan, who is said to be a close aide of India's most wanted terrorist gangster, Dawood Ibrahim Kaskar. The property that was worth crores was bought by Nawab Malik allegedly for 30 lakh rupees. This aide of Dawood Ibrahim, Sardar Khan, who sold this property to Nawab Malik, is convicted in the 1993 serial Bombay blast case and is lodged in a prison in Aurangabad in Maharashtra. Now, Maharashtra's Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has pushed the panic button. He will be chairing a meeting very, very shortly. The NCP, which is Sharad Pawar's party to which Nawab Malik belonged, has cried political vendetta. NCP MP, Lok Sabha MP Supriya Sule and Sharad Pawar's daughter has slammed the Modi government, saying that the government is using central agencies against the BJP's political rivals in a suppressive and oppressive manner. Take a look.
लेकिन डरेंगे नहीं, जीतेंगे और सबको लड़ेंगे और जीतेंगे, लड़ेंगे लेकिन डरेंगे नहीं, जीतेंगे और सबको लड़ेंगे और जीतेंगे, लड़ेंगे।
Kamlesh Sutar live with me from outside Sharad Pawar's residence. Sharad Pawar's NCP is the party to which Nawab Malik belongs. Supriya Sule has just spoken exclusively to India Today and called this shameless vendetta by the Modi government. Divyesh Singh also tracking the story very, very closely. Quickly coming to you first, Divyesh. Nawab Malik being produced in a PMLA court, Prevention of Money Laundering Act court. The Enforcement Directorate has sought his custody after his arrest. What's the latest on that front?
Well, Shiv, we've just learned from our sources that Alisha Parker, son of Hasina Parker, and Alisha Parker, who's the nephew of Dawood Ibrahim Kaskar, his statement was recorded on Monday by the Enforcement Directorate. While his statement was being recorded, Alisha Parker revealed that Nawab Malik had dealings in property with his late mother, Hasina Parker. So remember, the deal that had happened between Sardar Shah Wali Khan and one Salim Patel, who was the bodyguard of Hasina Parker, had come to light, had been brought to light by Devendra Fadnavis, who is the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra and presently the opposition leader. This particular property was under probe because this property was worth crores of rupees but was bought only for rupees 30 lakhs. So there were allegations, there was suspicion that money had been laundered in this deal, and that is why Alisha Parker was questioned. Alisha Parker during questioning revealed and brought to light that Nawab Malik did have dealings with his late mother when she was alive, and was dealing with Hasina Parker regarding the properties which were proceeds of crime, which were purchased by Hasina Parker. Remember, Dawood was buying properties through Hasina Parker in Mumbai, as he had already fled the country. Hasina Parker was still in Mumbai and she was purchasing these properties through proceeds of crime. So now this becomes money laundering, because these proceeds of crime were then illegally bought by Nawab Malik and his relatives, and that is being probed by the Enforcement Directorate.
What kind of custody are they looking for? Very quickly, Divesh.
Well, they are seeking custody of at least 7 days. What our sources tell us, that they are seeking primarily the custody of 7 days for Nawab Malik, but it is for the court to decide whether how many days custody will be granted. There are lawyers appearing for Nawab Malik as well, who will argue after the ASG, Additional Solicitor General, Mr. Anil Singh, puts up his case. There will be arguments from the defense, and then the court will decide how many days of custody will be granted to Nawab Malik.
Okay. Kamlesh, Team Sharad Pawar has reacted. They've, expectedly branded this as an act of vendetta and badla by the central government unleashing its agencies on political rivals. Nawab Malik was he was the warrior for the Aghadi government in the entire Aryan case. He was, the man who was setting the agenda, going viral, holding press conference after press conference, teasing his khulasas on Twitter. He became something of a social media icon and a star. But the tables have, turned, and, he gained a lot of fame for his role in that entire affair. Now he finds himself behind bars. How is this being handled politically inside? There's going to be an emergency meeting in about an hour from now.
Well, indeed, and what exactly you said, Shiv, that will be used by the Mahavikas Aghadi as their case in point here about Nawab Malik. They will say that Nawab Malik was the one who was vocal against the central government, who was speaking against the central agencies being misused against Maharashtra and the Mahavikas Aghadi government, and that is why he is being put behind bars. Even Nawab Malik, as we are getting updates from the court, had said that he was detained without any prior notice and he was picked up from his house. That is what he started when he was produced in the court. But we've seen how NCP leaders, including Sharad Pawar himself, Supriya Sule, and other top NCP leaders, Congress leaders and Shiv Sena leaders have spoken about Nawab Malik this afternoon. Remember, Shiv, this is not the first case that is being faced by any Mahavikas Aghadi leader. In the past, we have seen Sanjay Rao. Sanjay Rao just recently addressed a press conference saying that the ED was working on the behest of the Bharatiya Janata Party. He also targeted the BJP for that. Earlier, we have seen Anil Deshmukh, Anil Parab on the ED radar. Sanjay Rao's brother was arrested. Eknath Khadse, who shifted from the BJP to the NCP, his son-in-law was arrested. His wife was questioned by the ED. Pratap Sarnaik, another Shiv Sena leader, is on ED radar. So the list is big. Remember, just recently Supriya Sule used the terminology while she was in Delhi for the parliament session. She said that when the central government is using ICE against the opposition or states that are ruled by non-BJP parties, ICE stands for income tax, C for CBI and E for ED. So ICE is being used against non-BJP government. That is what they've been alleging, and today they say that their stand is vindicated, and that is why we see all leaders rallying behind Nawab Malik. In fact, at Sharad Pawar's residence, even though there is no official meeting called, top NCP leaders, especially ministers, have started reaching Sharad Pawar's residence in South Mumbai. And what we learned that the NCP Supremo will also call on the Chief Minister, and both of them will discuss this issue. And on the target is obviously going to be the central government and central agencies.
Okay, all eyes are going to be on that meeting that Uddhav has called with Sharad Pawar and others. It's being seen as the panic button being pushed, but this is as big as it gets. There is no exaggeration whatsoever. This is a sitting minister who's been arrested. Breaking news coming in now. More breaking news coming in. Sharad Pawar has just held an emergency meeting at his residence where Kamlesh is reporting from. The NCP meet is happening at Sharad Pawar's residence. Maharashtra ministers Rajesh Tope, Hassan Mushrif have been present at this meeting along with their boss Sharad Pawar. This NCP meet is before Sharad Pawar rushes to meet with Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray. This is a crucial panic meeting that's going to take place at 6:30 p.m. following Nawab Malik's arrest. Clearly, the Maha Aghadi Sarkar will have to strategize on how they're going to handle it, but already their voices, their faces have come out to shape and project what has happened as ICE, the Modi government unleashing central agencies to take badla on inconvenient and rival voices in states ruled by opposition parties. So that's this dramatic story that is playing out right now. So big meeting happening behind you, Kamlesh, at Sharad Pawar's residence. Quick strategy meeting by the NCP before they expand it into a bigger one. We've got live images. We've got live images on your screen of persons arriving at Sharad Pawar's house for that big meeting. Kamlesh is right there. There's Kamlesh. You can see him on the right. Kamlesh, take us through these images.
Yes, Shiv. Yes, we saw NCP leader Chhagan Bhujbal, then Ajit Pawar reaching Sharad Pawar's residence. Earlier also we reported that how other top ministers have reached. Now Ajit Pawar and Chhagan Bhujbal, two top ministers. In fact, Chhagan Bhujbal is one of the leaders who has seen maximum imprisonment during for prevention under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Chhagan Bhujbal was in jail for almost 2.5 years from 2015 to 2018. More leaders coming in. The leaders for this meeting, they are coming in for this meeting. And now what we see on the screen, Home Minister Dilip Walse Patil, Maharashtra Home Minister. Remember, it was Dilip Walse Patil in the morning who tweeted saying that the center government is misusing its power and agencies to target. That is what Dilip Walse Patil, the Home Minister, had said. And just before coming at Sharad Pawar's residence, these three leaders went into huddle at Mantralaya. That is what I've learned just a few moments before they started for Sharad Pawar's residence, Silver Oak. Dilip Walse Patil, the Home Minister, Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar, and Chhagan Bhujbal, they went into huddle at Mantralaya. They discussed the strategy and now they are here to meet Sharad Pawar. Another top leaders, Hassan Mushrif and Rajesh Tope, they've also reached here. So NCP is going into huddle. This is going to be an important meeting, a crucial meeting of the NCP top leaders. What we've also learnt, Shiv, NCP State President Jayant Patil, who is on a tour of Western Maharashtra, he is also coming back to Mumbai. He'll also be joining the meeting very soon. Top NCP leaders are here. Supriya Sule is also in Pune. We expect that she also will be joining the meeting. And before that crucial meeting with the Chief Minister, NCP is in a huddle. We also might expect Congress leaders to join in or meet the Chief Minister. But
bigger. It's getting bigger, and Kamlesh is the only reporter getting you this vantage point. Just take a look at the frame behind Kamlesh. He's got all those VIP Lal Batti gadis arriving at Sharad Pawar's residence for this big, this big meeting. If those images, Kamlesh, of those vehicles arriving don't suggest and confirm the urgency of what we are reporting right now, I don't think anything else can. Kala gadis, Safed gadis with Lal Battis all trooping into Sharad Pawar's residence. Amazing images. That, tells you about how seriously this entire story is being taken at Sharad Pawar's residence. The scene will shift in a moment, in an hour from now, to Uddhav Thackeray's office, where a big high-level Aghadi government meeting will be taking place on the arrest of the man on your screen, Nawab Malik. Stay with me, Kamlesh. Stay with me, Divyesh. Sahil Joshi, our Mumbai team chief, spoke exclusively to Sharad Pawar's daughter and NCP Lok Sabha MP Supriya Sule on the arrest of her party colleague Nawab Malik. Here's what she said.
Ma'am, Minister in Maharashtra government, Nawab Malik, has been arrested. Nawab Malik has said that he will fight and wait for 2024. What are your comments? Why you think that Enforcement Directorate has taken this action?
I have no idea, because it's just shocking and surprising that you call a person, daily ask him questions for 3-4 hours and arrest him immediately. And not only that, what is more interesting is that several BJP ministers and leaders, months and weeks ahead and days and hours ahead, tweet about what's going to happen next. So that makes it even more interesting that how much ED is unfortunately under the influence of this present dispensation. It's very unfortunate.
Ma'am, the way Nawab Malik started attacking the central agencies, specifically after he alleged NCB official Sameer Wankhede, the case has been registered against Sameer Wankhede. A lot of your leaders are saying that the action is basically kind of a repartee to what Nawab Malik has been alleging, and also the action by the state government. You think there is any substance in that?
I don't know. Sameer Dawood Wankhade's case, I really don't know much about. I haven't followed it. But one thing I can tell you that I don't know if Sameer Dawood Wankhade is connected to any of this. I really won't know that. But I can rest assured one thing to you, that if you see the chronology of what they have built against Nawab Bhai was talking about it. Pan-India, he has a fan following. People would ask me from the airport, whenever I traveled, on a railway station, I have friends across party lines, in parliament, asking me what's next. Because that Farjiwada, which was real injustice, he exposed a few people who were blackmailing families, which was very unfortunate. As a matter of fact, I wish that the central government complimented Nawab Bhai, because he was breaking into a system where a small, I'm not saying all officers there are not bad, there was a small section who was doing this bad activity, is what Nawab Bhai was trying to show the world and expose. So actually, central government and Maharashtra government should have worked closer together in exposing some of these bad apples in the system. But it's unfortunate that people took it so personally, and there were excessive comments passed that abhi unko arrest karenge, raid hogi, ye hogi, wo hogi. So obviously it exposes that, unfortunately, that either ED is bullied by some people in the central government who are tweeting constantly, or I really don't know what it is. I've never seen such a murky situation in an administration ever.
Pandey, who's been on top of this story all day today after India Today's Newsbreak, is with me live to explain this. Munish, the Enforcement Directorate, you know, obviously the politicians will fight amongst themselves. We'll bring the politicians in a moment right now. We are going to see the taint versus Badla debate break out. That always happens when you have such a politically charged situation. Let's forget that for a moment. Munish, is it true that documents and deeds nail Nawab Malik? Because that is what the Enforcement Directorate is claiming to be the basis on which they have arrested him and sought his custody. Just break down for us in a few simple points the case that the ED has against Nawab Malik that has necessitated arresting him.
Yeah, well, Shiv, to start, this case was registered first of all by the NIA, and later on the ED registered their own case in connection with the underworld and certain properties connected to underworld being sold at a very low price. Now, as far as this entire case is concerned, when ED took over the case from NIA, they got to know that there are certain people connected to Dawood Ibrahim. First of all, his brother Iqbal Kaskar, later on sister Hasina Parker. There were some properties related to them that were bought by, Mr. Nawab Malik. Now, as far as the money trail is concerned and where Mr. Nawab Malik is finding himself in trouble, there is a property in Kurla which belonged to an accused and a member of D company, Dawood Ibrahim gang, and that property was bought at a very low price. That is first allegation. The second allegation is that there are certain companies linked to Mr. Nawab Malik who were involved in buying these properties, which means that these were the Benami properties bought by Mr. Nawab Malik using, using the people connected to underworld. The third allegation is that there are also Benami investments of, Mr. Nawab Malik through certain companies with the people connected to underworld. And remember, India Today was the first one to report these things, and the same things have been reflected in the remand copy of Nawab Malik. Now, before the court, what is being argued, and Mr. Anil Singh, the ASG, is representing Enforcement Directorate in this case, and there are some serious allegations. He has gone to an extent of alleging that Mr. Nawab Malik is also connected to 2 terrorist organizations. He has also alleged that at this point of time that there was a property of a D company victim. That property was given to someone because there was some encroachment, but through his company, Nawab Malik bought those property at a very low price. These are the allegations, statements which are being read by the court. And politics aside, as far as ED is concerned, what they are saying that they have a very watertight case, and that is why, based on the evidence, based on the statements, based on the financial trail in this case, they have arrested Nawab Malik.
Okay, so as the Maharashtra government pushes the panic button to, figure out how they're going to handle this entire thing beyond just the political aspects of it. The politics has already broken out, but how are they going to actually deal with it? Because ultimately, this is a country that follows law and order. The Enforcement Directorate is an actual organization. These are not, gangsters who've arrested Nawab Malik. So, how is this, the nitty-gritties, the legalities of how the Aghadi Sarkar is going to navigate it is something that we will put out here first, of course, on India Today. While all this is happening during this broadcast, Nawab Malik is being produced in a Prevention of Money Laundering Act court, where the Enforcement Directorate is said to be seeking at least 7 days of custody to interrogate him further. Let's just, meanwhile, we're about to get 30 seconds. I will have more details about the case for you. Let's just play out for you, in the meanwhile, the big political reactions that have come in so far.
राजनीति इतने नीचे स्तर पर जा सकती है, ये बड़ी ही निराशजनक और गलत बात है। मैं तो कहूँगा ये नगर पालिका, महानगर पालिका के स्तर पर जो होता है उससे भी बदतर होकर, उससे भी नीचे स्तर पर राजनीति का स्तर गिर गया है। पूरे देश में या महाराष्ट्र में जो भी आज चीजें दिखाई दे रही है वो उचित नहीं है। केंद्रीय एजेंसीज इसके द्वारा जो भी हो रहा है निश्चित तौर पर ठीक बात नहीं।
आज महाराष्ट्र के कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर नवाब मलिक को फाइनली ईडी ने गिरफ्तार किया। अब इस गिरफ्तारी के बाद उन्होंने इस्तीफा देना चाहिए। यह महाराष्ट्र की परंपरा है। इस प्रकार का कानून भी है कि जब कोई मिनिस्टर पर आरोप लगते हैं और आरोप इतने हैं कि उसमें गिरफ्तारी होती है, अब ये विषय शुरू हो जाएगा कि नहीं वो अभी तो गिरफ्तारी हुई है, अब और आगे चलना है वगैरह वगैरह। तो ये नैतिकता है और ये महाराष्ट्र की परंपरा है। 2 चीफ मिनिस्टर इस प्रकार से गए तो नवाब मलिक के ईडी गिरफ्तारी के बाद उन्होंने इस्तीफा देना चाहिए।
Compromising stand on elements like Dawood Ibrahim and his gang and his terrorism today are defending a minister who has been accused on the basis of proof of having financial transactions with those who've been convicted in Mumbai blast. How low will the Mahavikas Aghadi government fall just for the sake of power? What are they waiting for to take the resignation of Nawab Malik? Why was this resignation not taken on the day such allegations and proof surfaced against Nawab Malik? What is the nexus and what is the majburi because of which such a person is being defended?
देखिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी जिस समय घबराती है इस तरह की एजेंसियों को सामने ला करके लोगों को अपमानित करती है, झूठे मुकदमे लगा करके जेल भेजती है। हमने कई बार देखा है, यहाँ पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने बताया था कि उनको खतरा है, टेररिस्ट अटैक हो सकता है विधानसभा में। कोई पुड़िया निकली थी और बाद में वो पुड़िया निकली बुरादा, लकड़ी का घिसा हुआ पाउडर। तो ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोग कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, किसी को भी अपमानित कर सकते हैं।
Okay, I want to bring in the politicians now. We'll be joined in just a moment by members of the NCP and the Shiv Sena, starting with Shweta Shalini of the BJP. Shweta, welcome. You've seen what, Supriya Sule and others have just said in reaction to this big India Today news break, the grilling and now the arrest of Nawab Malik. How do you respond to, the assertion that this is vendetta and this is the BJP Sarkar at the centre unleashing its central agencies? Because that's the only reaction that's come out from the Aghadi, the NCP at this time. Shweta.
So, Varunji, there was a time when Nawab Malik came every single day on television and spoke against Sameer Wankhede. When nobody knew inside the Mumbai High Court, he actually went and apologized and Sameer Wankhede got a clean sheet. What does that mean? Was that vendetta? And should we also scream foul by saying that he was trying to take out some kind of vendetta against the agencies or against a particular individual who is trying to do his job? Today, ED has done its job and they have done their job well. Shah Wali Khan was a convicted criminal. If you have links to the D company, if you have direct contact with Hasina Parker's front man. And it has been again and again proved that Solidus, his own company, primarily did business with these people. What does that mean? This is an answer that the people of the country need. And it's in fact very, very welcome that today an agency has him so that we, the people who vote for our leaders, actually get answers.
There is an emergency meeting that is taking place right now because everything that we're seeing, suggests that the Aghadi government has gone into a huddle at this time, Shweta, to see how they're going to handle it. But the only message coming out from them is that this is the BJP government going after inconvenient voices and unleashing them. But what you're saying is that the facts and the documents speak for themselves. And this is something that's too important to ignore. We'll be joined in a moment by the NCP, but go ahead.
This is just one property deal. I must tell you that Devendra Fadnavis ji has handed over about 5 to 6 property deals like this. And most of the 95% of them have been dealings with the underworld and with the D company. There is more to come, and we are very, very confident that the agencies are doing the right thing. And finally, the truth must come out in front of the people.
Okay, Shweta Shalini, continue to stay with me. Let me just show you the pictures. Let me just show you the pictures of where things are at right now. From Sharad Pawar's residence, where there is a big meeting happening, to this image, which has gone viral already, of Nawab Malik raising his fist, flying his fist in the air. That's going to become, perhaps the money shot for all the evening newspapers in Mumbai. It's also the front page picture, possibly in all the newspapers in Mumbai tomorrow, of Nawab Malik, a sitting minister, flying his fist as he emerges from the Enforcement Directorate office following his arrest. But the facts on the ground, as per the Enforcement Directorate, are that this is a man with a clear money trail and link to the Dawood Ibrahim gang. Possible terror linkages is what they're saying as well. And it is on the basis of that they have gone ahead and arrested him. Let me make it clear. This is not a small, flare-up in the usual politics we see between the centre and the states. Things have escalated to a degree where a sitting minister has, in this case, now been arrested. We've seen the former Home Minister of Mumbai who was arrested, many months ago, Anil Deshmukh, and now you're seeing Nawab Malik being arrested. Let's just detail for you what this case is. We've invited Sharad Pawar's party to join in. Shweta Shalini is with us from the BJP. The NCP, I don't know what's taking them so long. They're supposed to be on this show, be part of this debate, put their side on it, because India Today is the only channel, unlike others, that doesn't take sides. We only report the facts. So the NCP, I urge them, please come on to our show, give us your version of where this story is going, what you think of the arrest of Nawab Malik as well. Let's just explain for you what this case is. 2.8 acres of land bought by Nawab Malik allegedly at throwaway prices, a fraction of the actual, value of that land, from a person called Sardar Khan, who is linked, to the Dawood Ibrahim gang, is the centerpiece of where this case is. Okay, apologies for that. Let's just put that graphic back on our screen so we can explain that for you, because the case against Nawab Malik is more detailed than meets the eye. He bought a property at a fraction of the cost, bought from a property from Kurla, from a person called Sardar Khan, who is a close aide of the Dawood Ibrahim gang. Sardar Khan is, and there's that first link. He was convicted also in the 1993 Bombay serial blast case. So there is not just a money link, but also, linkages, property linkages with a person who has been arrested for terror. 2.8 acres land bought by Nawab Malik allegedly at throwaway prices, paid 30 lakh for the property. Real cost was about 3 crores. Incredible discount on that property. This man, Sardar Khan, is an aide of Hasina Parker, who also allegedly helped Nawab Malik land this very, very lucrative, sitter of a land deal. Hasina Parker, remember, was Dawood Ibrahim's younger sister. She is no more. She had passed away a few years ago. She was Dawood Ibrahim's younger sister. So these links between Nawab Malik and the Dawood Ibrahim family, not just the gang, but the family, makes this a truly murky affair that has climaxed now with the arrest of Nawab Malik. Divesh Singh continues to be with us. Divesh, what's the latest? The Enforcement Directorate seeking custody. Where are things at? Are they inside the PMLA court right now?
The hearing is still going on, Shiv, at the PMLA court, and the details that have been provided by ASG Anil Singh to the court are that the land which was procured or which was purchased by Nawab Malik through Hasina Parker, Sardar Shah Ali Khan and Salim Patel, actually it belonged to two sisters, Mariam and Munira. This land was never sold by these sisters, while they had given power of attorney to Salim Patel, who was the bodyguard of Hasina Parker, to clear the encroachment that had happened on this land. Salim Patel along with Shah Ali Khan on orders of Hasina Parker sold this particular 3-acre land, which is a prime plot in Kurla area of central Mumbai, to Nawab Malik for just rupees 30 lakhs. So now this figure is also under question. This particular property, which was worth crores of rupees, was sold for just rupees 30 lakhs. So it is suspected that money was laundered to make payments for this land, and Alisha Parker, again son of Hasina Parker, whose statement was recorded on Monday by the Enforcement Directorate, has brought to light that Nawab Malik did have direct dealings with Hasina Parker when she was alive and had dealt with her to procure this property, which was a proceed of crime in for ED, for Enforcement Directorate, and was being controlled by the Dawood Ibrahim gang. And that is why this particular case or against Nawab Malik has been registered and he has been arrested. ASG Anil
I
Singh
just want to say,
has,
sorry for interrupting you, Divesh. I just want to say the NCP has been invited to our show. It's very strange that the NCP, is delaying being on our show. Why is the NCP delaying being on our show? We've got all the voices here on India Today. Nawab Malik, who is a sitting minister, he's not he's a sitting Maharashtra minister. He's not an NCP minister. He's a minister to all people in Maharashtra, has been arrested. It's a serious story. And we'd like to debate this. And we are the only channel putting out the facts without any innuendo or rhetoric or taking any biased sides like the usual, channels try to do by making a fool of their viewers. Daniel Francis is a political analyst. He speaks against the BJP, on this particular count. Daniel, Shweta Shalini of the BJP is with us here. She says that, you can cry all you want about vendetta and badla and things like that. The facts are too serious. Let's talk on facts, Daniel.
No, if the facts are too serious, they will have to prove it against Mr. Malik. As an independent analyst, I can only say there's a growing perception that the ED particularly is being used against political competitors and adversaries. And that perception is growing amongst not just in state like Maharashtra, but other states. And we have seen that several cases have been launched against political people all across the country. If the matter is so grave, let it be investigated. If he's guilty, let him be proved guilty. We hope for the best.
But yes. What does perception have to do with it? The BJP says that this is due process. You're saying let it be investigated. That's what's happening. It's being investigated. He was interrogated. He's been arrested.
There's a small question I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
How is it that the BJP politicians knew about action that ED is going to take against Malik even before he took it? If you see this particular link between Dawood and Malik, if it is true, it was alleged by Devendra Fadnavis in a press conference when Nawab Malik was doing press conferences after press conference against the official of NCB. That official, the evidences that he gave and the important questions that he raised against that particular official has not been investigated.
Shweta Shalini of the BJP wants to respond to you. Let's listen into her. Shweta. You're on mute, Shweta. You're on mute.
Sorry. Daniel ji, I think you know half your facts. You yourself said that yes, these are the papers that were produced by Devendra Fadnavis ji in a press conference, right? Now, these were submitted to not only the ED but many agencies, including the NIA, because it is a matter of grave concern, because somebody has been trying to come together with people who are against the country, and this has been going on for a very long time. Do you know why these 30 lakh rupees were given? Nobody gives out a 3 crore land in just 30 lakh rupees. Was there some kind of arrangement between in Tada that had happened? Now, these are things which needed to be probed, and precisely what these people wanted to ask, and that is the reason why I probably feel that most importantly, we need to focus on the fact that the right probe should happen. Now, Daniel ji, you have been forgetting that this is the same government where perception can say and do whatever, but this is the same government where a sitting minister's son has been named in an SIT and action is being taken against him as well. So let's not have crocodile tears. Anybody who is wrong will have to face it. If you
These are grave charges. You know, Daniel, you're putting a disclaimer. You're putting a disclaimer on what appears to be due process. You're casting doubts on an investigation by saying there is a perception that this is all about badla and vendetta and things like that. Of course, questions should be asked about central agencies and their use. Many a times, skepticism is a good thing. But this is something that's been going on for quite a long time. It's been investigated for a long time.
Shiv, if they want to take action against Nawab Malik and he's actually, this is true, all these allegations are true, let them take action on him. They are not taking action on many other people who are actually, involved in bigger scams of 23,000 crores and 20,000 crores. They are not taking action against the minister's son who has...
So you're saying it's selective action. You're saying it's selective and vindictive action.
So you tell me, how will people trust this action not being politically motivated if you are selective in taking actions?
You're forgetting, Daniel ji, there are a few more ministers who are absconding.
Why people have to go to the Supreme Court?
There are a couple of more ministers who have been allegedly framed, but yet they have not been able to prove their innocence in court. Narayan Rane was a union minister. He was arrested as well. But the court sitting out of the state gave him a clean sheet and he was taken out. So go to the court. The courts are open for everybody. What are you trying to do? Sitting on national television and questioning the agency? This is exactly what Nawab Malik was doing as far as
I'm not questioning.
He was
I'm not questioning any agency.
He was tried and SIT was established against Samir Wankhede, and he has proved himself in the court against all the allegations which Nawab Malik did not have a single paper on.
No. None of the allegations he has answered. None of the allegations he has answered. He's sitting on his job yet. If any other government was there, he would have been suspended long ago. There would have been a serious inquiry on him. There was a serious inquiry on him. And let me tell you one thing. I condemn the actions on Narayan Rane also. I condemn the actions of any political person that are only politically motivated.
And all
this is all politics at play in Maharashtra. The whole political potboiler in Maharashtra has started, and this will And I condemn the action against Narayan Rane also.
Nawab Malik has been sitting. He's a sitting minister. He had everything.
You tell me, where were your agencies when Tenny's son crushed 6 farmers? Why they had to go to the Supreme Court for justice? Why there was no justice for
I think it's time.
He actually
you are selectively targeting people, and you are bringing disrepute to agencies like ED and CBI. What exactly the former governments had done, you are doing the same thing. This is Sam Dam Dandabhed.
I'm sorry.
And
please take
politics
back your words, Daniel ji, and do not talk
what
like
Maharashtra government is also doing.
I want to.
I'm giving you a fair deal. I'm saying go to the court.
Sending people to Narayan Rane's house to demonstrate.
Narendra Verma.
Why is Supreme Court against?
Let's put all our guests on the screen.
People want development.
Let's
work to be done.
Daniel and Shweta, Narendra Verma of the NCP, the party to which Nawab Malik belongs, is also live with us. Good to see you, Mr. Verma. Thanks for being with us, albeit a little late. Your reactions on this? We've been having a debate and a discussion here over Badla versus due process. I know what the NCP stand in, but go ahead and have your say on the arrest of Nawab Malik, sir.
Well, the reaction of NCP, this action was, we knew it. This is going to happen. Today, all the investigation central agencies, whether it is Enforcement Directorate, whether it is Income Tax, CBI, they are all utilized for the political mandata. We charge this. The way Nawab Malik has been arrested today, he's a minister. He has taken the oath. He's on the constitutional
did you do exactly?
post.
Shweta, let him finish. You can
Morning
respond to it. Let him
5:30,
finish.
without giving any notice. Without giving any notice, you have taken him to the custody, first to the office and then custody. And what act, under what act you have arrested him? Under Prevention of Money Laundering
Act.
What is Prevention of Money Laundering? This act of 2002. Prevention of money laundering comes when the transaction or allegation is above 100 crore. This charges, this transaction, this deal has been taken 15 to 17 years old case. And because he's a Muslim, that is why you're trying to link with Dawood Ibrahim.
Okay.
That is why, yes.
Not just political.
See,
That's a very big allegation. That is a big allegation, especially.
But right now, systematically, they are trying to tarnish, malign the image of NCP.
This makes it big. It makes it even more serious than it already is. Narendra Verma of the NCP saying not only Shweta Shalini, the NCP is accusing your party's government of not only targeting political rivals but targeting a minister who happens to be a Muslim. You will have to answer that, Shweta Shalini.
So Shiv Bhai,
especially in the context of what's happening now in Karnataka and elsewhere. Yeah, go ahead.
Shiv Bhai, one at a time. First and foremost, Narendra ji started off by saying that, we all knew that this is going to happen. Of course, if you have links with Dawood, you will definitely know. And you know there are more people in your party who have links to Dawood. We will get all of them. You better know. Second and foremost, he said, oh, he's a sitting minister. शिव भाई जो लोग शीशे के घर में रहते हैं ना वो दूसरों पे पत्थर नहीं फेंकते हैं. What happened with Narayan Rane? Wasn't he a sitting union minister? Didn't they arrest him with their own agency? And third, and the most important thing, I was waiting for this Muslim card to come in. Now, if you are a Muslim, who told you that you are not supposed to follow the law of the land? Who told you? Nawab Malik has come out indicating as if he's won a match, he's got the World Cup or an Olympic medal to India.
No one,
and now you tell me, Narendra ji,
just listen to me.
You think Solidus is not his company?
I said in the manner which he was arrested.
Did
you serve any notice?
He is complete. He has complete stake in Solidus.
Notice to him? Did you serve notice to him?
Let Narendra answer.
The vote of Constitution.
In a drug case. He was after Sameer Wankhede because it was his personal vendetta.
He was served notice?
Because Shah Wali Khan has been arrested
he was served notice? No. At 5:30. At 5:30.
One at a time.
Early in the morning at 5:30.
And that is the reason why today ED is questioning them. Why are you questioning
Let me just summarize.
The prevention of money laundering comes when the matter is above 100 crore.
No, I just want to say...
When the money laundering act comes, and it comes when it is above 100 crore. This is a transaction was only of 30 lakh rupees. And Nawab Malik is nothing but
this is not a technicality, sir. You're grabbing at a technicality, Narendra Verma. I mean, with the greatest of respect, how is that? That cannot be a defense. I mean, let just one second. Put all our guests on the screen. Let me summarize everything that the NCP is saying right now. They're saying that it is bullying tactics. They're saying it is political rivalry. They're saying it's selectivity. They're saying it's unconstitutional. They're saying it's vindictive. They're saying it's revenge politics. And they're saying it's communal politics. You're also saying it's communal politics. Where did that come from?
In Chhagan Bhujbal, he has been given clean sheet.
And Anil
So
Deshmukh,
this is the nation
Muslim,
is
I'm
watching.
Sure, Narendra
The
ji,
nation
you
is
know.
watching.
And what about Anil Deshmukh? Anil Deshmukh, you've forgotten
case
about him.
also,
He was
money
the Home
laundering
Minister.
case has been
Was he also Muslim?
wrongly charged. In Anil Deshmukh case also, money laundering case was wrongly charged. Just
Then why did
stick
you
to
not
your
take him
legal
out? Why
people,
did you
they will
not
tell
go to
you.
Supreme Court?
This is
Why
totally
did Supreme Court
misuse.
reject his plea?
Misuse.
Why have you not been able to
Misuse of
prove
central
it?
agencies.
Why did even
Central
Mumbai
agencies
High
are
Court-
acting
you are
like a
sitting in Mumbai,
BJP
no.
frontal
all
organization.
Are sitting together.
Central
Your
this
leader
is- this is-
अकेला
acting.
देवेंद्र क्या करेगा?
This
Now
is-
go and
Central
tell
agencies
your
are
leader,
acting.
एक अकेला देवेंद्र क्या करेगा?
Central
This has, you know, in
Devendra,
politically
Arre bhai,
speaking,
Devendra nahi.
this appears to have
It
hit
is
where it
the
hurts because it's a
government
sitting
of
minister.
Maharashtra.
Okay.
We follow the law.
Let me bring.
We follow
Okay.
the law of this land.
Let's
We follow the law of this land.
And
Okay.
it doesn't
You
say that
people are
Muslims will
misusing
not-
Daniel, you want to come in? Daniel, you want to come in? Go ahead. Let's just go to Daniel, then I'll come back to both of you. We have time. Daniel, go ahead.
Please ask both of them to keep quiet. I'll tell you exactly what is happening in Maharashtra. Okay?
Quickly. Yeah.
Sena is going against Rane. They want to demolish his house, which was there for 15 years. They never took notice of that house. For
Everybody
15
is
years.
into
Now they're
vendetta, you're
demolishing
saying. Everybody is into
it.
vendetta.
Rane wants to hit at Thakre's with Salian case, vendetta. NCB is going against Nawab Malik, vendetta. The last time around, the Waze case and that Anil Deshmukh case was a genuine case, I feel.
Okay.
It has to be investigated and that has to be the absolute this. This is a precursor, what is happening because of the municipal elections that are coming, local body elections in Maharashtra that are coming. The BJP is also seeing an opportunity here to try and malign this government. And this government is also doing the same thing what BJP is doing. Maharashtra is suffering, administration is suffering, only politics at play. And only dirty and vindictive politics.
Narendra Verma, respond to that. Daniel Francis says that, you know, exactly what you are accusing the BJP of doing, your government is also doing,
the same
is
thing.
indulging in. Vendetta politics is part and parcel of Maharashtra political culture, says Daniel. So why are you raising your hand?
See, Maharashtra has never seen such a below the belt politics in past. You see the glorious history of Maharashtra. Maharashtra जो कि ऋषि यानी कि समाज सुधारों की भूमि है, संतों की महंतों की भूमि है, वहां पे इस तरह का such below the belt such politics, opposition, ruling party, they used to work in a very cordial manner. Since the time the Mahavikas Aghadi has come to power last 2.5 years, Devendra Fadnavis is totally, this man has become frustrated.
Okay,
Somehow they want to come in power. Sometime Narayan Rane says that this date the government is going to topple. The chief of BJP says this day the government is going to topple. Now the 10th of March they say Devendra Fadnavis, all leaders are given dates.
But at the same time,
they want the democratically the people of Maharashtra.
Sir, Narendra ji, with the greatest respect, while you are painting this picture,
under the constitution, BJP is not believing in constitution.
But while you are painting this
against
picture,
the constitution of this country,
Narendra ji, while you are making these allegations of badla and low level and below the belt politics, the Enforcement Directorate, you know, has made a case in the PMLA court looking for his remand. We've gotten details. Let me just summarize for you. With your permission, sir. Let me just summarize, then you can respond. I'll get all of you to respond.
Let me reply.
I'll give you one. Give me 15 seconds.
Enforcement Directorate people, they have tried to harass our highest command. They first tried to harass.
Give me 15 seconds. Let me summarize for you what is happening in court. It will be of interest to you, sir. It's of information. All three of you will be the richer for detail, because India Today, of course, has the details. So let me summarize for you what's happening inside the court, then I'll get your view on it. India Today has the details of the Nawab Malik court hearing. The Enforcement Directorate says that Nawab Malik introduced tenants on the property to decrease the registration value. Money from Dawood was used to acquire the property. The Enforcement Directorate has used, big claims such as these to seek 14 days custody of Nawab Malik. Now, Narendra ji, you answer on that, because you are saying that kuch bhi nahi hai, case bhi nahi hai. Look at the details the ED has put in court, and then Shweta will respond. Yeah, Narendra ji.
No, you come back, please come back.
Go ahead,
What
sir.
did you say?
Go
Please
ahead.
come back. No, what did you ask? Tell me, what is, please come back.
I am saying you are saying that this is completely badla politics and below the belt culture. Look at the details that are being presented in court, sir. Money of Dawood used to acquire the property, introduction of tenants in this Benami property to decrease its registration value. I mean, these are all hard details that are being presented in court, sir. You cannot paint over them by saying this is all badla. These are real facts on documents and deeds.
Yeah, listen. Now this Kurla property, situated at Kurla property, which is almost 15 to 17 years old transaction. Listen, this transaction, earlier Nawab Malik was part of this company. Later on he resigned. It is his son. And because when it is Muslim, then connect to Dawood. When it is a minister, then put allegation of hafta wasuli. If it is some other leader, put some other allegation. So this is all planned. The BJP people are so clever, so smart. They know how to corner. Somehow they want
I'm almost out of time.
Power.
Shweta, I'll give you the last word.
They want to pull the ruling government.
This is a
to manipulate. What did they do?
It's an unsettling and disturbing angle that the NCP has put out. A Muslim minister being persecuted by the Modi government is what the NCP is painting this at. Last 30 seconds to Shweta.
Shivbhai, it's very, very clear. Narendra ji has said it multiple times. It's a very old case, Bomb blast happened in 93. Go and ask people who lost their lives and lost their dear ones there. Have they forgotten it? If it is old, that means you need to forget that. And second, and the most important thing, money has been transferred from Dawood Ibrahim and has been used in this dealing. What does that mean? What does that mean? That means that there is a relationship with the sitting minister of Mahavikas Aghadi with Dawood. There is a direct link. So first and foremost, he needs to resign. And the chief minister has to come out and give a statement about this arrest right now.
Okay. We're going to wrap up this particular broadcast and take a very short 30-second break. Thank you very much, Shweta, Narendra ji and Daniel for being with me on this. It's a heated debate, but it's not going anywhere. It's our big story. India Today takes its news breaks very, very seriously. We've got the details that nobody else has.